Hi guys, happy Monday. Today I'm going to show you guys some different games that you can play at home. Since we're all kind of stuck inside, it's fun to have some different games to play. Some of these you'll need other people to play. And then I'm going to show you a game that you can play by yourself. So the first game that we're going to talk about is a bit of a classic. You may have played it growing up, but this is Snakes and Ladders. So if you look in your kit, you should have this template for Snakes and Ladders. It's fairly simple. We're going to go over the directions briefly just to make sure you have the gist of it. It's a lot of fun. You're going to start down here. You're going to make your way. First one up to the top wins. And you can see you got a little bit of obstacles that you'll have to face along the way. So let's go ahead and look at these instructions and kind of see what the rules are for this game if you have not played before. So the rules are pretty simple. First off, you just, like any game, you each have to roll to see who gets the highest number, and whoever gets the highest gets to go first. And if two people tie, then you roll again, and the person who gets the highest at that point is the first one to go. In order to start the game, the first person has to roll the dice, and whatever number they roll, then that's where they're going to go. So let's say you roll a 3. If you roll a 3, you're going to go over to this 3 here. In your next turn, if you roll a 2, you're going to go on the 5. Okay? So now where you get into the snakes and ladders part of the game, if you land, say you roll a 6. If you roll a 6, you're going to get to climb all the way up that ladder and go to space 45. So you've jumped a lot of spaces within your first move. So you go up the ladders. You don't go down them, you just go up them. But say you come to a snake. Say we are, say we're on 45 and you roll 5 and you go to 50. You land on a snake head. Snakes, you gotta go down. So if you land on a snake, you've got to go clear down to space 5. So snakes will take you back, ladders will take you up, okay? And you're just going to do this all the way around until you get all the way up to here. So one thing that's fun about a game like this is that you never know who's going to win, because you could have somebody starting out really good in the lead and they land on a snake and they're back to the start. So you just never know who's going to end up winning. If you look down here, let's see. For number 5, just another important rule. If you roll a 6, then that means you get an extra turn. So just keep that in mind as you're playing. And if you guys forget anything, I mean, you have these instructions, so you'll be able to kind of go back and be able to look at them and see what's going on. In order to win, you've got to land exactly on the 100. So if we go and look here, you have to, if you're on a 97, you have to roll 3 to get to the 100. You can't roll a 4 and win. You have to roll a 3. You have to hit exactly on the 100 in order to win. So that's a really important rule to win, okay? And that is Snakes and Ladders. So it's pretty simple. If you guys want to add your own variations to it, if you look on your instruction sheet, they have extra things that you can add if you want to, but this is completely up to you. But it's, like I said, it's a pretty simple game. It's a lot of fun to play. If you don't have game pieces at home from other games, you can just make your own. Just something kind of small so it'll fit in the space here, but you can really use anything for that. But now we're going to move on to our next game. Okay, so the next game we're going to talk about is our Monopoly game. If you guys have played Monopoly before, then you kind of know the rules of it. One thing that can be special about your Monopoly game is that this is completely blank. You get to add in your own places. You can make it customized to whatever you want. You could make it based after places in cartoons and movies and books, places in real life. Maybe you want it after family members' houses. You can make it anything you want. We still have our basic rules though for Monopoly. You can add your own too if there's anything special that you would like to do, but just like in Snakes and Ladders, the person that rolls the highest gets to go first. You'll have to have a banker. That's really important, and you're going to want to keep that banker the same the whole time. You don't want to switch bankers on and off throughout the game. So to start off, I'll just kind of go over some of the basics for starting off. Each person's gonna get 2 500s, 2 500s, 2 100s, and 2 50s. You're gonna get 6 20s and 5 10s, 5s, and 1s. And like I said, there's only one player that's the banker. One important thing to remember is that every time you pass go, you collect $200. If you land on jail, you go to jail. If you get a card that says go to jail, then you go to jail. And if you roll 3 doubles, you go to jail. But this is all here in your instructions. So you have these. You have all of your money here. You can just cut these out and use these. And then you have, of course, these are your game pieces. Now, if you have other pieces at home that you'd like to use instead, that's more than fine. These are just to be cut out and used if you need game pieces. These are going to be your these are going to be your houses, and then you've got your hotels. So whenever you're playing, you can just set those on there just like you would a regular game of Monopoly. And then you have your community chest. These were left blank so that you guys could go kind of personalize them yourself. Maybe you want to add your own pictures in. But these are left blank so that you can do that. Or if you want to leave them blank, that's fine too. Just something fun and extra to do to just kind of pass the time. Here, you can go back in whenever you've named the different places around your board. You can go back in and add advance to wherever you'd like somebody to have to go to, and then take a trip to. Like I said, you do that once that you have everything set up around the board. But that is Monopoly. This is really just to give you guys some creativity here. I know you all are very creative, and I'm sure you can come up with some great games. And after you've came up with your own Monopoly, tell us what you name some of your places. Post pictures. Let us kind of see what your cards look like. Just show us what you've done. Next, we're going to go on to our worksheet that we have here. It's a little fun worksheet about different trivia for those who like trivia and facts. We have stuff about our own state. We have West Virginia facts. I'm not going to answer these for you guys. I'm going to let you look them up, and I'd like you to post your answers here below so that we can see what you found out. But these are kind of some of the basics of our state and some just different key information. And then we got some different things if you'd like to color these. You can see where our state is on the map. We can see kind of about where we fall in terms of our state. And if you'd like to answer this and post below and tell us kind of what do you think of when you think of West Virginia? Is there anything that sticks out in your mind? What's your favorite thing about our state? Just kind of something fun to do, just to learn, just keep learning more facts about where we live. Another game that I'm going to show you guys is called Clock Solitaire. All you need for it is just a deck of cards. You might have some around your house, and if you don't, that's fine. Inside the duffel bags that you guys got, there should be a clear container, and inside of that should have a brand new deck of cards. But if not, if you don't have any cards, you can still follow along. It's a lot of fun. It's very simple. It's something that you can play with others. You can play by yourself. It's a lot of fun. So for today, I'm going to be borrowing Athena's deck of cards to play. They're nice and big. It's the same as a normal deck of cards. It just has some different pictures on them. But let's go over why this is called Clock Solitaire. Like I said, it's going to be a little different from regular solitaire, but it's still going to be a lot of fun. So if you look here, I cut out some numbers just so you could kind of see what the layout will be like. We've got it in the shape of a clock. So that's eventually what our cards are going to look like once we sort them out. We'll go over kind of what these different cards are going to represent. So your aces are going to be your 1 o'clock. Aces are 1. Jacks are 11. Your queens are 12. And your kings are going to go in the middle. So, and before you start, one important thing you need to do is you need to take your jokers. I've got Olaf here as my joker. We're going to take your jokers out of the deck. We don't want those in the game. So after we do that, the next thing that we have to do is we need to sort our cards into 13 stacks of 4. So I'm going to do that really quick. So once you have your cards divvied up, you should have 13 stacks of 4 cards. 12 of your stacks are going to go around the clock, just like the different hours on the clock would be, and then you'll have 1 stack left over for the middle. If you're a little rusty on telling time or just knowing where the hours on the clock go, you can do what I did, and I just put different, I just put the numbers around the clock just so that I could have a little visual while I'm playing for the first time. Once you get good, you can take those away and you won't need them, and you can just go right on into playing. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip over our first card in the middle. So for our first one, we have a jack. If you remember that this is going to be our 11 o'clock. So all you have to do here is we are going to put our jack under the 11. We're going to flip over and see what card we have here. We have another jack. So we're going to put that under here. We'll flip again, and we have a king. So what you do when you have a king is you're going to put that in the middle. And then you'll flip this over. So the objective for winning this game is that you have to have all these cards have to be completely flipped over before you draw all of your kings. If you get all of your kings before all of these are flipped over, then you lose. And so far we already have 1. So next we have our 8. So then it will go in the 8. Flip this over. We have another jack. So we're going to put that here. Flip this over. We have a 3. Put it under our 3. I'm going to flip this over. We have our other 3. Makes it easy. We're going to flip this over, and we have another 3. I promise I shuffled. And we have our other 3. Okay, I guess I did not shuffle that well. Normally this will not happen, but this is the end goal of what you want to happen. You want to have, once you get 4, they'll all be flipped over. And you see we found our other king, so now we only have 2 left before we lose. So we have our stack of 4 here. So our goal is to have this all the way around the clock. Okay, so we have our 5. We're going to put here, down at the bottom. Flip this over, and we have another king. So we're really cutting it close here, guys. If we get 1 more king, then the game is over. So we do put this at 6. We have a 5, so we're going to put that at 5. Another jack, put that there, and now we have all of our jacks, all of our 11s. Oh, we have our first queen, so we're going to put that at 12. Flip this over, we have our other queen, and this is our, remember this is our 1 o'clock, so we're going to put this at 1. We have a 4. And we have our 4th king. So when that happens, that means that the game is over. This is a game that it's pretty hard to win, but it's a lot of fun because it helps you to practice knowing where each of the numbers goes, like each of the hands of the clock. I think it's fun. It's a little bit different from regular solitaire. If you guys want to play regular solitaire, I'll have that video upload it after this. I'll have a YouTube video of someone teaching how to play solitaire. So I hope you guys liked this. I thought it was a lot of fun. Stay safe. We miss you all. And have a happy Monday.